Masker can't defend. He's got the outside line for the second part, and he can't hold on.
Going the long way around. We're going to be 3 wide for the lead as they all come to the line. Who is going to take it in the end?
And here comes Lockwood. He's going to make the move to the outside. Quinn tries to force it off a little bit, but there he goes. It's going to be side by side through turn 1.
Will he be able to cover him off? He does. Weaving back to the left-hand side. Reynolds is trying everything. The kitchen sink is being thrown at it.
They're leaning on each other. Coming into turn number 3. It's going to be a drag race through 3 and 4. Coming back to the line. Here comes Frisch on the bottom.
Richard's going to hold the inside. Tries to be the late breaker here. They're going to be side by side through the final chicane. They bang doors, but keep it clean.
As they're still 4 wide on the run down into the back straightaway. Demerit's looking for a line as well. What is going on in Michigan?
Novak into the fence. They're still beating and banging.
Oh,
and to the line.
He is much faster coming through there. Is there damage on Challenger? Abramitis is ahead. There's going to be a race to the line. Who is going to get it?
Dust on the tire, sun in my eyes. Another damn day, same old damn lie. The engine coughing, road just don't end. Where's the justice, my only true friend? Graceland Shootout, yeah, Graceland Shootout. No turning back now, Graceland Shootout. Hear that engine whine, Graceland Shootout. This race is mine. Cops on my tail, shadows they creep, secrets they whisper while the good folks sleep. Field gauge low, spirits worn thin. Gotta keep pushing, gotta somehow win. Graceland Shootout, yeah, Graceland Shootout. No turning back now, oh, Graceland Shootout. Hear that engine whine, Graceland Shootout. This race is mine. What's the score anyway? Who's keeping track? Just keep on moving, ain't no coming back. One more lap, one more prayer. This whole damn world just don't care. Graceland Shootout, yeah, Graceland Shootout. No turning back now, yeah, Graceland Shootout. Hear that engine whine, Graceland Shootout. This race is mine. Graceland Shootout, yeah, Graceland Shootout. race is mine. Dust on the tire, sun in my eyes. Another damn day, same old damn lie. The engine coughing, road just don't end. Where's the justice, my only true friend? Graceland Shootout, yeah, Graceland Shootout. No turning back now. Graceland Shootout, hear that engine whine. Graceland Shootout, this race is mine. Cops on my tail, shadows they creep, secrets they whisper while the good folks sleep. Fuel gauge low, spirits worn thin. Gotta keep pushing, gotta somehow win. Graceland Shootout, yeah, Graceland Shootout. No turning back now. Oh, Graceland Shootout, hear that engine whine. Graceland Shootout, this race is mine. What's the score anyway? Who's keeping track? Just keep on moving, ain't no coming back. One more lap, one more prayer. This whole damn war just don't care. Graceland Shootout, yeah, Graceland Shootout. No turning back now, yeah, Graceland Shootout. Hear that engine whine. Graceland Shootout, this race is mine. Graceland Shootout, yeah, Graceland Shootout. No turning back now, yeah, Graceland Shootout. Hear that engine whine. Graceland Shootout, this race is mine.
Alrighty, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the season finale for the Graceland Shootout series. We're at Talladega tonight, and I'll tell you what, it has been one crazy season. Sorry about last week. We kind of missed the last lap or so there. My power decided it was gonna shut off. Had a transformer blow outside, so really bad timing. Got power back rather quick, but still missed the last lap or two there. But this week, we're here at Talladega, 40-lap shootout like always. And we should be having quite a bit of fun here. Everyone is still out here getting some practice in. We got about 2.5 more minutes till we hit qualifying. Elvis Presley right now, the man we are watching out here on track. Everyone fairly close in time. Saw a lot of the guys out here practicing some draft work here. Yeah, it should be pretty fun. I think it's pretty crazy to think that we're already on the last race of the season already. Already made it to the middle of August. Started this season back towards the end of May, so it has been a rather quick couple of months. Just over a minute left now until we hit the qualifying order. I agree. It feels like I just started broadcasting over here just a couple weeks ago, and we're already staring the start of the race of our season finale in the face. Got some 3-wide action going on here in practice. Ooh, getting a little close. You definitely need a little bit of draft help here on these super speedways. These cars seem to manage pretty well, even by themselves. Fairly quick. As you see there, the 8 of Billy Stanley sucking right into the draft with the number 6 car there. Able to catch that draft from pretty far back. These cars are surprisingly very aerodynamic, so this should make for an incredibly fun race to watch. And here we go, swapping over into our, why can't I think of it? Swapping over into our qualifying session. Philip Temple is the first one to take to the track. We will go ahead and watch him do his outlap. Kind of flip through everybody. Elvis is out here getting out on the track nice and early. Michael Pratt. First 3 drivers to take to the track. Eric Blount, Richard Suddeth, Tom Atlas, all making their way out of pit lane. Everyone right now still on their first lap qualifying. It's a pretty big track. Realize I had the info up, never actually said anything about it. We're at Talladega Super Speedway. Track length here is 2.66 miles. It is a pretty big track. Takes some time to cover one full lap. Nothing too crazy going on with the weather. It is only 70 degrees down here, 76 degrees down there on the asphalt. So pretty nice weather out here for some racing. Philip Temple's right now with the quickest time, 50.458. Michael Pratt right behind them, 50.465. Eric Blount just behind them, 50.471. Tom Atlas fourth right now with a 50.490, and Elvis Presley fifth quick, 50.794. Yeah, just over 2.5 miles. It definitely takes some time here to get some laps complete. On the right side is going to make this season finale race a little bit more enjoyable to watch. We'll get a little bit of extra screen time here. Charlie Parker with a super quick lap, 50.391. Right now, he is going to take pole position, moving Philip Temple down to second. And Eric Blount's going to jump up to third quickest, 50.430. Richard Sudduth and Bill Stanley both got their laps in, 50.872 and a 50.928. Just as I say that, Sudden Death himself is going to bump Elvis Presley down a spot, 50.536. David Cox is going to come in here with a 50.517, taking that 7th place spot. Bill Stanley with his second lap jumping up to a 50.442 will put him 4th quickest on the leaderboard. That is all 10 of our drivers qualified. And now the clock ticks down to our 5-minute pre-race warm-up. And after that, we are hitting the grid and getting this race on. Yeah, Billy was looking at starting towards the back. He is now starting second row in 4th position. But Elvis Presley, with the slowest time for qualifying, is going to have to work his way forwards from the rear. We'll have to see if he's got what it takes this week. I've heard they've made some pretty good improvements to that number 1 RCA car. We'll have to see if that is enough to maybe snag the man himself one more win before we conclude this season of the Graceland Shootout series. And now that we are hitting our 5-minute warm-up, we're going to go ahead and pull the man himself, Charlie Parker, down here. Have a quick chat with him. Charlie, it is Josh up in the booth. Killer qualifying time. One of the quickest times out there today. How are you feeling about this race here at Talladega?
Talladega, it's super speedway is the great equalizer, and these anybody in this starting lineup can win this race. It's just it's a chess match. Really, the most fun I have is at this track.
Yeah, Talladega can be a lot of fun to run in just about anything. It is full throttle, pedal to the metal. Super tight draft pack racing in just about anything you bring here, and it gets intense.
Yeah, these cars, the super late models, they slide in the corner a little bit still, so it's challenging to hold on to it, especially if you've it's hard on the inside because you know your rear end's going to hop out just a little bit. So you're definitely up on the wheel here. Um,
Oh, I believe
Maybe a
it.
little bit more. Yeah.
I have raced the Gen 4 NASCARs here quite a few times, and they're kind of similar where they want to push or slide through the corners at times, and it is
Yeah.
quite a ride to take.
Yeah, we've got some guys out here that are. I think our top three in the championship are all. Um, they're really fighting for it. I think Eric and Billy and Richard sudden death. So nobody's. We just want this to be a really good race. Nobody's wanting anybody to do bad by no means or anything like that. So it's I think it's going to be a challenging first lap. I'm happy to be out front, but of course, you know, you're driving in your mirror.
Oh, yeah.
So,
You are definitely staring at that mirror just as much as you are either the car in front of you or the track in front of you when you're racing anything
yes.
super speedway.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I just like to say good luck to everybody. This is actually my first pole. Everybody in here's fast, and we normally qualify just within hundredths of a second. So you're talking about just a little jolt of the wheel can knock you out of the top spot. And I'm pretty happy with this one.
Yeah,
and I'd like to wish everybody good luck. You know.
Yes, sir. I will be wishing everybody luck here tonight because I know we have quite a tight points battle. But like you said, I mean, it is super difficult qualifying here for super speedways. I mean, it is one minor turn, just slightly wider, can be the difference of qualifying first to mid-pack all the way to last. So.
And I don't think this is most of the fans watching probably. This is a difficult day for Billy, and everybody just needs to say a prayer for Billy. Everybody knows this date, August 16th. So he's in my thoughts and prayers, and it means something to all of us, of course. I just wanted to remind everybody of that.
Yes, it is a very big day, especially for everyone here tonight. So it should definitely be a pretty interesting race no matter the outcome, and
I'd like to see Billy pull this one off. I enjoy running with him, and he's really good at this track, like we all are. And I'm a little disappointed this is the last race of the season, but we normally get another one firing up pretty quick. So just keep the good times rolling.
Yeah, and I was talking to the chat earlier, man, and it's crazy. We're already in the middle of August. It feels like just a week or two ago I started streaming here on the Har Esports platform for everyone to come and watch the Graceland Shootout series, and we're already staring the start of our season finale race in the face.
Well, I think you've done a wonderful job, and I enjoy having you in here.
Thank you, man. You guys put on a killer show all the time, and I have a blast here every time I'm here. So, I'm looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, I think it's we're about to get in our cars, so hopefully the next time I talk to you will not be under caution.
I will be hoping so. Hopefully we get a nice clean race for everyone, and we get to pull some people up here in the booth. Yes. Hopefully none for getting wrecked out early. I'd like to see everyone finish tonight at the checkered flag for sure.
Oh, yes.
All right.
Well, buddy, you have a good one. I'm going to hop in, and I'll talk to you later. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. Congrats on your first pole, and good luck tonight.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.
All right. That was Charlie Parker, our season sponsor. Ironically enough, getting the pole tonight for the season finale. Huge shout out to Parker Outdoor Maintenance. And let's go ahead and run through this grid. Go ahead and show where everyone's lining up. Starting P1, it's the man himself, Charlie Parker. To his outside, we got Philip Temples. Row number 2, starting P3, we got Eric Blount. Starting P4, we got Billy Stanley. Row number 3, starting P5, we got Michael Pratt and his outside. Starting P6, we got David Cox. Row number 4 is going to bring in Mike Woodard starting P7th, P8th, Tom Atlas. And row number 5 to round out our field, starting P9th, we've got Richard Sudduth and his outside, the man, the myth, the legend himself, and last week's race winner under caution, Elvis Presley, starting from the rear. This is going to be quite an interesting race, especially because being here at a super speedway, you kind of can't run away from the pack. Oh, screen is doing some weird things as that camera adjusts. But yeah, you can't get too far away from people, whether it's being behind them or especially being out front. Because if you try to run off on your own, which isn't likely to happen, you start to go slower than all the guys that are jumbled up, running super tight and packed together behind you. So, got a lot of managing there to stay in the draft and make it happen. Just like Charlie said, I mean, Talladega is kind of like a chess match. You kind of got to pay attention to which lines running where, which line's quicker, where your openings are, when you should jump out front. I mean, there is so much that goes in to kind of reading the draft at a super speedway and making it work for you rather than against you. So we'll have to see who has what it takes tonight to read the draft the right way and put that car in victory lane.
Green flag.
And who else will finish podium here in our season finale. Elvis Presley managing a black flag off of the rip. Not sure how he obtained that. But Charlie Parker out there getting a little separation from the pack, but thankfully not too much. We'll have to see if Philip Temple rides up to his bumper, and he does not. He goes to the outside right away. He wants to lead the race. Eric Blount going to follow him up and run that second line right in front of Billy Stanley. Michael Pratt opting to stay low. He's going to help that 55. We got a 4-car line up top right now. I think all 4 of which are our top 4 drivers in points this season. Got our camera focus there on that number 8 car of Billy Stanley. It's kind of giving us the best shot at everybody up here in this pack. Whoa, getting a little close in the corners. Oh, the 77 gets a little loose. They keep it together. No contact, no caution, no spins. Just what we want to see. Philip Temples tried to ride up to the high line. They left him high and dry. Eric Blount going to take the lead, and Billy Stanley to his outside right now. Michael Pratt thinking about it. He goes for it. He's going to take the top line. He's going to stay with the 8 and the 95. He's going to try to help push that 8 car out to the lead. And this lap will go to Billy Stanley. Still a tight battle between the top and bottom lines here. These cars work super well in this air. I think we're going to see a whole lot of back and forth runs. And I mentioned earlier 40 lap race. I was wrong. It is 45 laps tonight, 5 extra laps. We'll have to see what kind of difference that makes. Not sure what kind of fuel these cars are getting. The 77 looking a little loose. Hang on to it, buddy. He keeps it going. That, arguably right there, is one of the toughest saves to make in any stock car. Once it starts going back and forth like that, it is kind of like a wrecking ball. And trying to reset that momentum takes a rather lot. 7 going to drop down. He's going to take that second place spot. Managing to keep the car underneath of him and fast. And now all over the back one for the 8. Billy Stanley hopping up to the high line. Maybe looking to block, keep them behind him. They got a little bit of a run. The 95 Gonna work to the outside. Philip Temple's tagging the wall a little bit. Billy Stanley left by himself in the middle. Looks like Richard Sudduth might have a little bit of left front chassis damage there. Hopefully he doesn't lose the draft. It does kind of look like he is... Oh, nope, he caught that draft right there. You can see it as that car slingshots back to the 17. Michael Pratt, our current race leader. Billy Stanley challenging him to the outside. We are still side by side for the lead. Tom Atlas, Mike Woodard, and Elvis Presley, unfortunately, have kind of fallen out of the draft. We'll have to check up on them. If we do get a caution, that will definitely save them and bring them back. But it is going to be tough to catch this back all by your lonesome as they sit currently. Billy Stanley and Philip Temple's still working that high line. Michael Pratt and Eric Blount still working together there on the low line. Philip trying to go for an outside move to make it 3 wide on lap 6. It doesn't work. He is going to lose some time. Unfortunately, that is going to cost that top line quite a bit of momentum. They're going to have to work to get that back together. The 6 jumps up to pull the 8 forward. The 95 and the 17 coming with. Maybe looking to make their own line up on the top. Sudden Death thinks about it. He goes for it. We're 3 wide racing on lap 7. Funny enough, depending on how many laps of fuel you get, sometimes the front isn't quite the place to be early on. You can save so much fuel just running behind a line of cars compared to being the one out front that has to move all of that air and be the first one to do it. You tend to gain so much speed being behind someone that you can kind of let off of your throttle a decent bit throughout the run if you have enough cars all in one line that you're saving a lot of fuel unintentionally. Oh no, the 6 and the 95 get wrapped up together into the wall, and the 6 is sideways. This will be our first caution of the night. See if we can find a little bit of a different angle here. So it looks like the 6 maybe just got a little loose or tight coming off the corner. Gets stuck to the door of the 95. 95 nowhere to go, obviously, is kind of just stuck to the wall, and the 6 now stuck to him. Definitely not how you want your race to go, but thankfully it is early on. A caution comes out. Damage can be fixed, and you get plenty of time to do that here with these caution laps at Talladega. Michael Pratt right now taking the race lead just before the caution. He will restart first place unless these guys opt to take a pit stop now. Billy Stanley right behind him, and Charlie Parker rounding out your top 3. Philip Temples and David Cox is going to round out the top 5 there. The question is, what is fuel looking like? Do you pit now? Can you make it to the end if you pit now? Billy Stanley looking like he's thinking about it. Michael Pratt's going to bring it down pit road. Billy Stanley, Charlie Parker, Philip Temples. It looks like the entire field's going to come down pit road. Maybe even grab some fresh tires while they top up on fuel. Sitting right here at about lap 9 once they leave the pit boxes. Michael Pratt opting for some tires. Billy Stanley taking just fuel. Will be the first one off of pit road and take over the race lead. Philip Temples and Richard Suddeth right behind him. Those will be the new top 3 for this restart. And Elvis Presley finding his way to 4th off of pit road. After that rough black flag on the restart. Has gone from dead last to top 5. We will be going back to green at lap 11 out of 45. We'll have 35 laps to go once this green flag drops. And I'm not too sure what the fuel mileage they get is. I'm not sure if they have enough to make it all the way around to the checkered. They may, but they might be cutting it rather close if they do. Have to see what kind of difference this makes for these cars handling too the longer these runs go on, not taking tires yet. Especially if we run all the way around without another caution. Michael Pratt thinking about coming down. He's going to top up an extra lap of fuel after that pace lap. You can come down pit road a second time after pitting the first. I see you guys do this all the time in fuel mileage racing. Pace lights are off. These cars are restacked and rebundled for the restart here. You hear those engines revving up as they downshift and get ready to restart here, coming out of turns number 3 and 4.
Green flag, green flag.
And Elvis Presley getting just the right amount of jump there. He will take the lead, but not unchallenged. Philip Temple side by side with him with no help from behind. Richard Sudduth and Philip Temple's trying to run away from the group. They get a really good run together there up on that high line, coming down the back straightaway. Philip Temple is now our new race leader. And Richard Sudduth all over that back bumper. He is thinking about going high. He is not sure what he wants to do yet. Billy Stanley's going to try to run around on the outside line. He's going to get some help from Charlie Parker in the 55. Now with the 77 of Michael Pratt and the 6 of Eric Blount in the mix for the high line. Philip Temples and Richard Sudduth could be in trouble here. Oh, that was a rather close cut to get back into the bottom line there by Philip Temples. Almost some trouble for that 17 machine. Billy Stanley and Charlie Parker working very well together. They will take over the race lead. Billy Stanley thinking about dropping low. He doesn't do it. He stays high and keeps the race lead for now. Philip Temples and Richard Sudduth still holding strong in that bottom line. They have a little bit of draft help there from the 68 of Tom Atlas, but until he can close that gap, they're going to be fighting for their lives to keep that top lane from walking away from them. Just as I say that, Michael Pratt out of line. That's going to break up the momentum on the top. And the bottom is now moving. 3 wide back there for 4th position. Charlie Parker, Michael Pratt, and Tom Atlas. Bill Stanley and Richard Sudduth side by side for that 2nd place position. Billy hanging strong with not a whole lot of draft help. Keeping up with the 95. These cars can move at Talladega. Bottom line, whoa. What a voice crack. The bottom line starting to build some momentum here. Crazy. 27 years old and my voice is still cracking like a teenager. Man, Billy Stanley and Richard Sudduth getting so close to each other there down the back stretch. Eric Blanc's going to help push that 8. He will assume the race lead for now. Side by side coming through turns 3 and 4. We have completed 15 laps. We have 30 laps to go. 29 once they cross the line this time. Just past the small turn in the tri-oval there. 29 laps to go. Billy Stanley looking for the opportunity to clear the 17 of Philip Temples and keep that momentum from the bottom line behind him. Can't quite get clear just yet. 28 laps to go. This is going to be a long battle for these drivers if they keep riding like this. Go ahead and take a look at the different lap leaders we've had so far. Right now, Billy Stanley up there with the most laps led at 8. Philip Temples 4 laps led. Michael Pratt has 3. Eric Blount with 2, and Charlie Parker with 1 lap led so far tonight. Still 27 laps to go. So much can happen. Philip Temples right now your new race leader, trying to hang on to that momentum on the bottom line. Billy Stanley still trying to get that top line moving. Our biggest movers right now, Richard Suddeth up 6 positions from his qualifying order. Billy Stanley and Philip Temples second and third. Billy up 2 and Philip up 1 from their starting positions. We'll revisit some of those stats later on in this race. 26 laps to go now. And the craziest part is these guys are running about 2 to 3 seconds quicker during the actual race than they're running during qualifying. Richard Suddeth sending it down low, getting real sideways. He is all over the place. Gets it situated. He is going to hang with the top line. Maybe try to make that move for first position. Get some laps led. Get that bonus point. It is insane the amount of discipline it takes to run these cars this tight and close together without wrecking each other. You're at any super speedway, pretty much in any car class. It is not an easy order. It might sound a little easier than it's described at times. When you start learning and get to experience the dirty air that you get coming off of the cars, not only just in front of you, but around you and off to the sides, you realize just how much you have to fight the steering wheel to keep these things straight, especially in the corners. Richard Suddeth going to dive down and take that first position for Philip Temples. Philip Temples now looking to do the switcheroo. He jumps to the outside lane. He gets a run. Can't quite get clear of the 95, but that will be another lap led for Philip Temples in the 17. Billy Stanley still hanging out in that second row. You remember what I said before, sometimes it is better not to be the guy leading, especially if fuel mileage is a concern to make it to the end of the race. Billy Stanley and Philip Temples making a killer run on the outside there. Billy thought about dropping low, but didn't quite clear the 95. Billy Stanley now looking to the inside of the 17. He got the run down the back straight. The 17 stayed high. Left all the room for the 8 to do something. He is going to clear him. And is going to be stuck on the top line with no help until the 17 drops back down. Just as I say that, 6 of Eric Blount coming back up to the high line. Richard Sudduth still leading a lap after lap right now, out front of the pack on the bottom lane. Billy getting stuck with not a whole lot of draft help. The 6 is in the wall. He gets stuck to it. Can he get accelerated in time to catch some draft before he falls too far behind? We'll have to wait and see. '77 of Michael Pratt makes the decision to stay high, jumps up in front of Billy. Michael Pratt in the wall a little bit. You can tell he lost some momentum there just from that little touch. He will fall back now. Billy Stanley now challenging sudden death on the outside yet again, trying to retake that race lead. Doesn't quite clear him into the tri-oval. Looks like he is just clear, but he decides to stay high. Philip Temple's looking to the outside of the 8. It's a three-way battle for first. Michael Pratt getting back into the mix after getting into the wall on the backstretch. Choosing to help the 17 right now. Oh no, the 95 going down to the apron. He collects it. Not sure what happened there. '95 looking for a little help from the top side from Philip Temples. Isn't gonna get it. Drops back down to the bottom. Philip Temple's trying to hang on by himself on that outside lane. Billy Stanley thought about helping him. Philip runs way high, and Billy drops back in line there on the bottom lane. Philip Temple's now going to drop into the bottom lane. They'll run 5 cars single file. Richard Sudduth, Charlie Parker, David Cox, Philip Temples, and Billy Stanley, all of our top 5 guys right now in the race. Philip Temples looking to attempt to pass on the outside. Not too sure if he was able to secure enough momentum. Billy looking to snag on to maybe some of that drafting error there coming off of the 17. Elvis Presley opting to do a short pit. 18 laps to go. He is going to pit now. Maybe grab some extra fuel and tires. We'll have to see if that helps him in the late race at all. David Cox in the 19 and Philip Temples in the 17 that now running the high line together. Philip's going to leave him high and dry and drop down to the bottom lane. Billy looking for an inside move on the 17. He's not quite there. Richard Sudduth right now still looking pretty secure with the lead here at Talladega. Billy Stanley still just barely hanging on to the draft here. David Cox looks like he is slowly losing that drafting help as he falls a little further back each lap. Have to see if he can get a little lucky with some draft air here. Maybe not. Top 5 coming in for some green flag pit stops. I had a feeling they might not make it all the way on fuel. This is one of the scariest things to do on super speedway racing because you have to nail that pit stop. You don't want to slow down too much and give up too much time. You don't want to accidentally speed on pit road and clock yourself with a black flag penalty, because that also is going to hurt a lot. 40-second hold in the pits if you catch yourself speeding on pit road before your pit box. Mike Woodard and Elvis Presley getting fortunate enough to get some time back here on the lead lap pack. They lost a lap during their pit cycles, but now have found their way back to the lead lap and slowly closing some distance on the leaders. Charlie Parker, the first one off of pit road. He is going to lead this pack back to racing as they come around the apron and past the exit cone. Charlie Parker, Philip Temples, and Richard Sudduth, and Billy Stanley, our top 4 drivers off of pit road, still battling it out for the lead with 15 laps to go. It's not often around here that we get to see these guys make green flag pit stops. Billy Stanley coming back down. Oh no, I am seeing a black flag penalty for Billy Stanley. Saw one for Michael Pratt just a few moments ago. They must have gotten caught speeding coming off of pit road. Both ducking into the pits to serve that penalty now. So need a caution to turn the tides on this race. 14 laps to go. Charlie Parker, Philip Temples, and Richard Sudduth are top 3 right now. Charlie Parker, our current race leader. $13 laps to go as they come through the tri-oval. Still plenty of time for the tables to turn for the 8 car of Billy Stanley and the 77 of Michael Pratt. Michael Pratt getting a second black flag after leaving pit road. And somehow another black flag penalty for the 8 of Billy Stanley. Not sure what is going on with iRacing here. $12 laps to go at the line this time by. Charlie Parker doing everything he has in his power to hold that 17 and that 95 right behind him. Billy Stanley is back out on the racing surface. I see no black flag penalty anymore. Still only 1 lap down. 1 caution can be enough to shift the tides for this 8 machine tonight. we have a few moments here that are pretty calm. We've got a three-way battle for the lead with our top three right now, kind of off by themselves. I've realized that I have not done a trivia question this week, and I don't think I got to fit one in last week. But, gotta pull my question up here, because I gotta remember how I wanted to ask it. So, this is kind of a double question, and we'll have one more, maybe, depending on how crazy the end of this race gets. But, what was the grade that Elvis received in high school in music class? The answer is pretty shocking, considering Elvis is kind of, kind of regarded as a pretty big deal in music. The follow-up question is, what did Elvis get rejected from revolving around the music? So, really close answer with D. He actually got a C in high school music class. The answer to the follow-up question. He got rejected by a local gospel quartet because they felt he could not harmonize. And I find that kind of funny because I feel like anyone and everyone who's ever listened to Elvis can all agree he had quite the amazing voice. I couldn't find the name of the local gospel. But if that's the name, that's another pretty cool tidbit. But yeah, just a local gospel quartet rejected him because they thought he couldn't harmonize with them, I guess. Yeah, pretty, I was trying to do some digging to try to find some kind of interesting facts, something we haven't quite covered yet over the season. And those ones kind of caught my eye, especially since, he was the king. It may have been the Blackwood brothers. I'm not too sure. Only 6 more laps to go. Man, these laps kind of ticked by a little quickly there as we were discussing some interesting facts. Charlie Parker still maintaining the race lead. Let's take a look real quick before we go over another fun fact about Elvis. Our fastest 5 for 5 right now. David Cox has the fastest average time around this track. Eric Blount and Richard Suddeth, 2nd and 3rd. Charlie Parker, 4th, and Philip Temples, 5th. Our lap leaders have changed a decent bit here. 5 laps to go. Charlie Parker now taking over the most laps led with 12. Billy Stanley, 10, coming in 2nd. Philip Temples and Richard Suddeth with a tie for the 3rd most laps led at 7. Michael Pratt and Eric Blount with 3 laps and 2 laps each. Five laps to go. I wouldn't be surprised to see some things get kind of crazy here, especially amongst these top 3 as these laps tick down. My other question I wanted to ask tonight was, Elvis was 11 years old. He wanted to buy a rifle with some money that he saved up. but he was convinced otherwise and to buy something completely different. What was that item? Does anyone know? Four laps to go. 3 laps when they come across the line here. Richard Sudduth keeps poking out, looking for any chance at a run to secure that second place position. It was, in fact, a guitar. His mother convinced him to buy a guitar, and I think that probably completely changed the track that his life was taking. Pun intended. And definitely kind of pushed him into a more musical-centered lifestyle than I think it would have been had she have just let him buy a rifle. Richard Sudduth almost getting a run to the outside of the 17 there, coming down the back stretch, but not quite enough. He's going to have 2 more laps to try it out. We'll have to see if either of these 2 drivers have something in store for the 55 of Charlie Parker. Yeah, I think Elvis definitely has some of the craziest. Here we go. Richard Sudduth taking that second spot from the outside. Can he clear him? He will not. Coming in at 3 and 4, he will have to jump back in line, back in 3rd position. But Elvis has so many interesting tidbits and facts about his life as he grew up and became the person that he did. And I think it's pretty cool because I feel like you don't get to know or see this many different things that people have accomplished, especially people that became famous. Not downplaying those that have become famous and have done a lot. I feel like Elvis just has so much backstory to him. At least that's, I guess, publicly available. Richard Sudduth trying this move one more time on the outside of Philip Temples to get that second place position. Yes, they all shaped his life in pretty significant ways, I think. I mean, oh, final lap. Philip gets to the quarter panel to the 95. He's going to try to move him a little bit. It's going to work, and Philip will secure that second place position. Charlie Parker will bring it home first here at Talladega in the season finale of the Graceland Shootout Series. Richard Sudduth third. What a race. Super clean racing for a super speedway, if I say so myself. These guys running super close, super aggressive with each other, and just keeping it together and collected. What a finish that one was. Richard Sudduth trying his hardest to get a run going on the outside by himself, and it almost works. Let's go ahead and take a look at our podium finishers. Charlie Parker in the 55, going to qualify first and finish first tonight here at Talladega Super Speedway. Philip Temples going to bring it home second position, and Richard Sudduth with another podium going to bring it home top 3 tonight. Let's go ahead and steal these guys. We're going to start with our one of our fan favorites, the 95 Sudden Death. Welcome to the booth.
Like that, you're going to be a hunk of burning.
Congratulations on third position here in the season finale. And I guess just tell me a little bit about the race. Tell me, tell me a little bit about that last lap. You were trying to get a run going on the outside. You were so close coming to the line. And,
I needed to win this race to win the championship, but I think I fell a couple points short. But the last lap, I went a little too early trying to make the move and should have stayed behind Phil a little bit longer. Maybe we could have got a little bit better run, but I don't know. It just wouldn't go nowhere.
Yeah, it is definitely rather tough trying to make moves, especially solo like you were here at Super Speedways. There is a lot of air to push through, and with no extra drafting help, it makes those moves all the more difficult to stick and kind of have work out, unfortunately. But you guys did a killer job at staying super clean tonight. I mean, 45 laps around, one caution, one minor hiccup amongst the entire field. You,
Right.
Charlie, and Philip kind of running away in the top three there towards the end.
Yeah, I felt pretty good then. I was like, yeah, just three of us, so I don't have a lot to worry about. But if I had a car behind me, I think it would have been a better outcome.
That I think it definitely would have, but it also meant more people fighting for position, and I think things may have gotten just a little bit crazier there at the end if there was another car or two.
Yeah, me and Eric got into it at the first off. He came up on me and thought he was clear, but he wasn't, and we sort of got together. But luckily, that's all that happened tonight. And I want to thank everybody for watching this season. We're going to take a little bit of a break, probably about 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks. We're going to take a break and do some recruiting, try to cut some more drivers in the league to race with us next year or next time. And but appreciate all the loyal fans that came out every week to watch us and chatted it up in the chat. And so not a bad year for me. First time in 12 seasons I finished in the top 3.
There you go. That is progress, my friend. It is not an easy journey competing with some of these super competitive drivers we hear, even in the Graceland Shootout series. I mean, you guys are quick.
Yeah. I want to thank Charlie Parker and Parker Outdoor Maintenance for sponsoring us. I want to thank you for broadcasting our races. We really appreciate it, and good to have you this year.
Yeah, man, it was a blast to be up here this season, and I had a lot of fun, like I said, every few weeks, and I hope you guys had just as much fun down there as I did up here calling them.
Oh yeah, maybe we can get you to race with us next year.
I was gonna say maybe next season I might have to pop down there for a couple of races and come hang out.
I don't see why you can't. All right, I'll talk to you later. Appreciate it, brother.
All right, man. Congratulations on P3.
Oh yeah, just one thing. Stick around. We got to see who the champion is. We really don't know yet.
Yeah, once we get the points settled and finalized, we'll be able to reveal our points champion for season 12.
All right. Thank you. You can leave.
All right, man. Congratulations on P3.
Yeah.
All right, that was the 95 of Richard Suddeth, Sudden Death. Let me go ahead and steal Mr. Phillip. Congratulations on a second place runner-up finish there. Battling it out hard, trying to find the run on that 55 of Charlie Parker, but it looked pretty difficult from up here.
If Sudden would have not went a lap and a half early, him and I both would have went around Charlie.
Yeah, it is definitely kind of tough to coordinate on occasion with some drivers down there on track. Sometimes everyone's got a little bit of a different idea that they want to put in motion.
Well, when he went early, I'm like, okay, you're not going to get second from me. So that's when I started playing hardball with him and didn't even worry about the win. I just knew that he wasn't going to pass me.
Doing everything you can to lock down that second place position, get the last bit of points you can for the season.
I'm not racing for points. I'm just racing, man.
Fair enough.
Points will take care of themselves. But hey, you need to let me go, and you need to get the race winner and get Eric Blunt in here. Since he's the champ.
Have they figured out the points now?
Oh, I know Eric. So he couldn't have been beat tonight. So I know he's the champ.
I was going to say, whoever our points champion ends up being, especially if that is Eric, we will be pulling them up into the booth once we finish our top 3 interviews for tonight's race.
Yeah, he definitely won. I tried to help him out with a point there early, but he couldn't hold off Billy. So.
Yeah, it looked like a tough crowd to kind of hang off there and keep behind you, because everyone was getting really good runs early on in this race, especially when everyone was all bunched together. So
I just kind of laid back and took it easy the first part, and kind of when Sudden, Charlie and Sudden and I come out together, and I kind of just rode.
Yeah,
I slowed down the race pace. I was kind of dictating that. The 2 guys behind us were catching us, and my intent was on that last lap, it was to lay off just a little bit more, get me a couple car lengths, and Sudden and I both would have run around Charlie, no problem. And then it would have been him and I trying to fight it out. But like I said, he went about a lap sooner than what I wanted to go.
Yeah, and that happens quite a bit here at super speedways. Feels like once you get antsy coming to that second to last lap, or sometimes 3 to go, you start making moves, sometimes just a tad bit early. I have seen it happen plenty of times.
Yeah, that happened tonight, but it's all good. I mean, I thought it was a good race.
It was definitely a good race from up here. I had fun calling it. I had fun watching it. I hope everyone at home tuning in did too. And I'm going to congratulate you on P2. Anyone that you would like to thank and or shout out, hoping you pick up another podium here tonight.
Yeah, all the guys that run the series and sponsor the series, and family here for putting up with me doing this on Sunday nights.
Yeah, man. All right. Congratulations on P2, and I will wish you luck in next season if you are returning.
I'll be back.
Alrighty, man.
All right, man.
All right, that was Philip Temples finishing up P2. Let me go ahead and grab the man himself, Charlie Parker, bringing it home. P1, qualifying first, and locking it down for almost the second half of the race. Congratulations on...
Yeah, thank you. And I think, this is actually not a first for me. This is my first actual series win. I've won races with the guys, but with it actually being a points race, this is a first, and then the pole as well. So I'm pretty happy. That's about as good as a race that you can ask for at Talladega, where just staying out of trouble. We all touch every so often. There's no way not to if you go 3 wide, but for the most part, just staying out of trouble and just being calm and patient. In the last several laps, I was just essentially waiting on the guys to make a run on me, and they never really got the opportunity to do that. So I just focused on holding my line and not getting out of shape, and it paid off.
Yeah, it looked like with 3 cars, it was a little hard to build a run to kind of slingshot around. So it kind of saved you in that aspect. But nonetheless,
Absolutely.
I mean, killer performance. Like you said, you stayed out of trouble. Thankfully, everyone stayed super clean. I mean, there's one caution tonight, which, especially for super speedways, I feel like it is tough not to have a few throughout the course of a race. So
especially the way they, like we were talking about earlier, they do slide in the corner, and everybody's just, you'd be surprised. I know some of the people that don't actually race, this, but how much it looks like you're just Sunday driving, but if you had a camera on us, we're fighting the steering wheel like crazy, and you're just really holding on by the skin of your teeth.
yeah, it is kind of insane how much that dirty air and you know, overtime tire wear, how the track changes just affects how the car handles, especially mid-pack. You were kind of fighting for your life as the laps turn, giraffe track racing.
The really the green flag pit stop where I when we had the caution, I took 4 tires, which is not really necessary to do, but I just thought, like, I'm in no hurry. I'm just you're essentially trying to get to lap 40 out of 45. Then you can really start thinking about moving. And then the green flag stop with Richard, I just took gas and that come out in front of everybody, and that was textbook.
Yeah, it's usually the best way to go about it. I mean, if you don't have to take tires and spend extra time in the pits under green, you don't want to do it.
That made the difference. I don't know if the other guys took two rights, which is normally what I would do, but either way, I still come out in front of them off the pit road, and it just I'm pretty happy, and I'm happy for the other guys. I don't know if the points have been figured up yet, but I think Eric may have taken it. I'm not positive on that, but whether it was him or whoever else, congratulations, and once again, just Billy Stanley, everybody in everybody's thoughts and prayers. And I wasn't born, I wasn't alive when Elvis was alive, but I've been a lifelong Elvis fan, and it's just a tough day for everybody, because you just year after year you're reminded of it. But I'm sure he focuses on the good times, and I'm happy to be here with him and the other guys in this league.
Yeah, man, and I mean, like you said, I too was not born quite yet, but you know, I definitely know quite a bit about it. I've learned a lot more about Elvis through the course of this season, as we do try to squeeze in some Elvis trivia most Sunday nights.
Yeah,
and
I was talking to Billy, and it just come up. Of course, I was nagging him with Elvis questions left and right, and it just kind of come into the conversation that we raced, and he invited me a couple years ago to come out here in this league, and that's been one of the better decisions I've made. Learning curve. I was the young guy. I still am the young guy. Everybody out here has several years on me, but they've taken me in, and we all learn together, and it's just a blast.
Yeah, it is definitely nice, especially like you said, to find a nice group of guys to hang out with on a Sunday night, get some racing in, have some fun, and you know, even to be up here in the booth on a Sunday night, it's a lot of fun for me. So I enjoy it.
Yeah.
But,
I look forward to it all week, and I essentially only race with these guys. You know how public lobbies are. You can't really trust anybody, but out here we learn each other's tendencies, and it works.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to enjoy the racing and kind of have some harder, cleaner racing than you would just racing a bunch of random people online.
You can't help but to have cautions and accidents and wreck, but I would say 99.9% of the time, if we get together out here and wreck, it's 100% unintentional.
Yeah, and it always
99.9
seems
to
to be
100.
the point.
Yeah.
Always seems to look at least from up here.
Yes. But I don't know if David's got the points figured up, but like I said, congratulations to Eric or Richard. I'm sure Richard would have really liked to get that win, and I was waiting on them to make a run on it once again, but it just didn't happen. I just held what I got, so here we are.
Yeah, he definitely was trying to find a move to make, but just couldn't quite find the momentum, being that it was only the three of you guys. It looked pretty hard to build a run, and unfortunately he was kind of just stuck there in third.
Yeah, they you know, there's just some really, really good drivers out there, and it's surreal.
That it is. I will congratulate you one more time on putting that number 55 there in victory lane. Thank you again for sponsoring Season 12 here in the Graceland Shootout Series. And anyone you would like to thank and or shout out tonight?
Just my wife and my daughter, they let me come down here and give a couple hours to these guys a week, and they're supportive of me, and you know, I've just got a really good family, and they let me, you know, take up a bunch of space with my racing gear, and
Yeah.
it's yeah, and of course Billy and the guys. So buddy, I really appreciate you pulling me in here, and I hope you come back with us next season.
Yeah, I may even be down there on the track next season for some of the races and
Awesome.
come hang out, do some racing.
Yeah,
So,
that would be great. And well, I'm gonna go back in here and congratulate them, and thank you so much.
yeah, man, congratulations again. And I'm gonna go ahead and steal Billy because I usually steal him during the warm up, but I didn't have time tonight. And then gonna confirm our points leader and pull them in for their interview.
Awesome, man. Good job. Good job to you and everybody else. And I'll talk to you later. Okay.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right. See ya.
All right, and that was our Victory Lane driver tonight, Charlie Parker, in the 55. Let me go ahead and pull our full results up. I will go over them once we have concluded the interviews tonight. Let me go ahead and steal Mr. Billy Stanley in the 8 machine. Did not get to chat with you during the warm-up.
Nah, it was a bad night, but, you know, we had fun.
I was going to say it happens to the best of us. I feel like I have some similar luck sometimes on super speedways as you did tonight.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the first half of the race, I was doing good. I was happy. I was, you know, if I'd have come off pit road like I should have when we made that green flag pit stop, it would have been a different ball game at the end. But, you know, it put me a lap down, and I don't see where it got. I mean, Philip said he saw me cross over the double yellow line as we was coming off pit road, and so I didn't really see it. And I went, okay.
Yeah,
that's what got me.
That double yellow line can be dangerous sometimes. I've learned that the hard way myself, and especially like you said, I mean, sometimes you just don't even realize it. Trying to get up to speed coming around these super speedways, it happens quick, and sometimes for a split second in iRacing is unfortunately a little too on top of that.
Yeah, well, you know, it said the tire wear was pretty bad, so that's what it was. I mean, everybody else was getting off, but I guess I was just trying too hard to catch them, so it got me sideways and messed up my night. But it was a fun season, you know. It was a good battle like I said, at the beginning of the race, and then you know, I'm gonna watch a replay, and it sounded like everybody had a good race tonight. I didn't get much to see. They were too far in front of me.
Yeah, it definitely happens, unfortunately. But
yeah,
you guys did a killer job down there tonight. You got quite a few laps led. You were the top contender for a while on laps led.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was going to put on a show tonight. I was waiting for Elvis to pull up next to me. I only saw him once, but we never got close together where we could do anything. So.
Yeah, it looked like Elvis unfortunately met somewhat of a similar fate, losing the draft. He didn't quite get to stay with the guys and duke it out like he usually does week in and week out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, part of the super speedway racing.
Yeah, well, I'd like to first off, I want to thank all the fans for tuning in this season. Hopefully we put on a good show for you guys, and tune in again, probably about 3 or 4 weeks. We'll be posting it on Facebook. And thanks our series sponsor this season, which was Parker Outdoor Maintenance. Hopefully they like what we did and maybe come back next season. And thank my sponsor, Performance Distributors, for being on board. And so my owner's, he's going to get him a trophy this will be his second third place in points trophy. So when I get one, he gets one. So this is my second one, and it's nice to get one. I was really fighting for that second and first tonight. It just didn't happen. So
we'll take it. You guys did killer this season. Everyone did. And I had a lot of fun watching it, calling it. And who was our season championship?
So that goes to Eric Blunt. He won the championship. Congratulations to him. But he was Mr. Consistency all season long. And I mean, he did real good. So we're real proud of him. And Sudden Death got second place. So everybody will be getting their trophies here soon. I'll order them this week. And hopefully I'll get everybody to take a picture with their trophy and we'll post it on Facebook so everybody can see it.
All right, awesome. I will see if maybe I can steal Eric for just a minute before he slips away to bed.
Yeah. But thanks for calling the races, and hopefully we'll see you next season.
Yeah, I may even pop down there on the track next season for a couple of races.
Oh, that'd be fun.
And
we look forward to it.
Come race with you guys a little bit.
Sounds great.
All right, Billy, take it easy. Thank you guys for having me this season.
Yes, sir.
And as always, killer job out there on the track to everybody involved. And I will see you guys again soon.
Okay, thank you.
All right, I am currently awaiting a response from our season champion, Eric Blount. Hopefully, I can snag him for just a moment, if possible. I'd like to congratulate him personally if I can, but if I can't, and you get to watch this, Eric, congrats on the season championship. Killer job racing, killer job staying consistent, and getting the amount of points one necessary to put that thing in first place come the end of the season. Let me go ahead and go through the rundown tonight. Charlie Parker is going to bring it home first. Philip Temple second. Richard Sutter third. Eric Blunt and David Cox going to round out our top five. Tom Atlas, Michael Pratt, Mike Woodward, Elvis Presley, and Billy Stanley going to round out the rest of the field in the top 10. Hard charger tonight was Richard Sudduth. He managed to gain 6 positions there up to the end from qualifying order. Most laps led were by Charlie Parker. We did 45 laps tonight for a total distance of just shy of 120 miles. Fastest lap was actually set by Richard Sudduth, 48.661. And our pole position qualifier, Charlie Parker, also our race winner. 1 caution tonight for a total of 3 laps. And that'll round out our information and rundown overall for our season finale here at Talladega Superspeedway. Thank you guys for tuning in week and week out, supporting these guys down here on the track, having fun with me, and I may see you guys again next season, or maybe I'll be one of the fellows down there on track. We will see. Nonetheless, enjoy the rest of your guys' nights, and thank you all